Alright, what's up, Mo Fishies? Welcome back to the channel. You know I appreciate you watching another one of my videos here. Today, we got another mod video. We're gonna mod out our kayak canoe rack for our truck here. I'm gonna make it a little more efficient to offload and upload the canoe on. I need to streamline the process. It takes about 45 minutes to get this thing off and then get everything loaded into it before I'm out fishing. Sometimes an hour, depending on how distracted I get. And then when I come back, get everything back out of the boat and put back up here on a good day, a half hour, if not 45 minutes. And when I get to Pennsylvania and I'm on the Susky, I'm gonna be out there for 3 or 4 days pre-fishing. I'm gonna wanna go to a bunch of different spots. And I don't want to spend an hour and a half total offloading, rigging, and then reloading it back up at every spot I go to. Otherwise, you know what, I'll be like, man, do I really need to go check that spot out, you know? So I don't want that to be a hindrance, and I don't want to handicap myself. So today, we're gonna mod this puppy out and hopefully streamline the offloading and loading up process of the canoe here. All right, and this is where I work in a little video making magic and say, today we're going from this to this. But first, the only thing left to do is build it. So let's go. All right, so now we take it off. I put it up there just to show you guys to do that intro. Now I gotta take it back off, build the dang thing. Oh, and I'll mention this right now while I'm taking this off. For like long distance travel from Michigan to Pennsylvania, this is how it's gonna ride. It's not gonna ride on the new system I'm building. That's just for short, you know, moves. So as soon as I start this, it's gonna be pretty obvious what I'm doing. You'll see. All right, so I got my measurements. Now I need to do blocking the whole length in between to support those two boards. This will be the idea. Well, halfway. And then I don't know if doubles are needed everywhere, but all right, change of plans. I had a pressure treated 4x4. It was easier to cut down than have to worry about gluing two 2x4s together and building blocks. And then, yeah, I'm gonna go screw this together. I'll be right back. Well, wait a minute, not so fast. Let's think about this. My mounting system. All right, y'all. It's obviously day 2 of this build. We're back in the basement. All you OG Mo Fishies, remember my first few videos where we hauled the competition canoe in here and modded that sucker out to tournament fish in it. And I think I did my rod setup in here. That was an awful video looking back just 3 months ago. Today we're back in here working on this mod to the truck rack again. Last night I ran out of screws, so I just stopped filming. I had to go get more screws. And then later on last night I started thinking about it, and I have these 8-foot boards I'm using for the track, I guess you'd call it, the rails for the mount for the mod. And they don't really run the whole length of the canoe, or even close to the whole length, and I want a little more support for the canoe. So I went and got some 10-foot 2x4s. So what we're gonna start with today is screwing these screwing these blocks into these 10-foot 2x4s. back in the nasty Michigan basement. And that's that for that. Anyways, still got a lot left, but we'll meet you mo fishies out at the truck. Foot should be a little bit better. You guys see it in your mind's eye yet? This can be mounted up to there, and the canoe will sit upright on this. And it's also going to have a different feature where this will still be mounted right up, a little harder now, right up there, but I'll be able to load it like this, lift the whole thing up, shut the tailgate, and strap it down like I normally do when it's upside down, but it'll be right side up. These are the brackets I'm going to use. I just had to go drill out. You can see that's the size hole that they come with, and I had to drill them out for this eye bolt to make it in there, which is what will be the hinge or the pivot for this whole thing to go from tailgate down to tailgate up and pivot up here. You'll see, mo fishies. All right, I put a little 1/2-inch block of wood spacer so that I can pivot this up and down once it's on there, so it's not tight against, obviously. The keel of the canoe is coming up. These are low enough that little 1-inch keel, not touching these, but when it gets up here, I'm gonna have to notch these out so that keel can push up through. Easy enough. Alright, my fishies, this is our pivot pin. Hopefully did this all right. Now I might need to round the bottom of this as it lowers. Like I said, I put this board back here to offset it out, but it might not. I might need to round that corner off on the bottom of both the 2x4s. See how well this lines up. Man. I did get one more just to lock it on there, but oh, mo fishies. She might be a little bit, she can be a little wobbly, whatever. And like I said, you know, these are set lower, these blocks, so that the keel, the canoe just rides up and the keel can stick down. But as it gets up here, you can see this being away, so I'm gonna have to cut a little U out in both of those for the keel. And it'll go right up over my roof. And there's that. Here's how I did it. I'm just using a big old eye bolt. There. And I'm just going to screw that in there. And then it's got a flat surface on the, rather than just these edges sitting there. Hopefully, like I said, I'm not going to need to take this off and round those bottom corners so that this can pivot. But, oh, nope, I don't need to. There you go, Mo Fishies. Easier loading, right? And, you know, the whole point of this is at least the trolling motor is still going to be in there. My rod storage system, which I'm upgrading also. Maybe my crate, you know, some other stuff's still going to be in here. So, and definitely the trolling motor, and the wheels will be on that end. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to lift this up, set it on there. It'll fall over. I need to move you guys back so you can see. All right, so and then I need some sort of, I need like a carabiner that I can hook into this and a piece of rope so that once I get up here I can hook it and it stays until I can lift up the tailgate. Yeah, that's gonna work good. Then I go to launch it. Wheels are down there on the heavy end with the trolling motor. Come on, Mo Fishies, that's gonna be golden compared to what I'm dealing with now. So like I said, I just got to notch out a little notch here for the keel as it comes up, as I push it up the ramp. Screwdriver, chisel. Now I'm going to repaint this whole thing. I'm going to redo this. I'm going to round these corners finally that I said I was going to do when I first built the canoe rack. How about a chisel, not a screwdriver? Don't use a chisel towards your hand, otherwise you cut yourself. I'm Mo Fishies. I think that's it. Other than a few finishing touches, final details, and obviously painting it, I think that's it. And then I'll strap it. I'll have like a cord or a strap, and I can just hook it here to hold it because right now it slides. And then I can just lift up the whole thing and close the tailgate. And I can't do it. That's how it'll ride. You don't know how awesome that is. That saves me, like, I'll be able to have my motor on, all my stuff. Get to the river. And even just loading that was 10 times easier than flipping it upside down. I can't even tell you how easy that is compared to what I've been doing. So, obviously I don't want to leave it like this, so what I did was this is just a big eye bolt. comes right off. The whole thing comes right off. Right? Pretty smart. What do you little fishies think? That's like, little improvements like that are game changers at my level. Man, I jabbed that chisel right in. I was like, they're used to me though. They know I'm an idiot. Well, you definitely know I'm an idiot. It's my trigger finger. So next time you little fishies see this, it's probably gonna be painted up here with the canoe on it. But that's one more day in my world. Like 10 seconds in yours. I need to do one of those SpongeBob SquarePants things where it's like 9 years later. Because this is getting ridiculous. You keep getting interrupted with like tournaments and cooking and simple project is now, what is this, day 3 or 4 of this stupid little build? Whatever. Now we're going over with the, we're covering it with the black now over this brown base coat. Wearing my only good pair of hey dudes. Alright, mo fishies, this is done as it's gonna get. I'm ready to wrap this project and this video up. Let's go ahead and rig this puppy up. Slap the old competition canoe up there. Pretty easy. And I'm gonna do it as I would be loading it and unloading it at the tournament, which is with the wheels on. We can test out how well that goes. The trolling motor will be mounted both unloading and loading. That's kind of like the main feature of this. To not have to mess with this every time. That's the main feature, the main purpose. So that every step less that I have to do at the ramp will just make it so much more efficient and easier. Alright, so I know I do need a rope and a carabiner, because once I get it up here, I need to be able to lock it in place very, like one-handed, easily. Otherwise, it's going to want to slide right off, and that way then I can lift the whole thing and shut the tailgate, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to tie this, just the end to a ratchet strap, and tie it on the front here, and I'll just tie a loop into the rope. You'll see. And I can just hook into this real quick every time I'm loading it up. I'm just putting an eye bolt into the side of this. And this has nothing to do with strapping it down for the drive. This is merely so when I put it up, I can take a piece of rope and hook it up to the front of that, and you'll see, just to hold it in place. Alrighty, so then I'll have to tie a knot in the end here, but I'll have to size that after I load it. What's left is to do it. Come on, that is freaking, I can't even tell you how sweet that is. Oh my gosh. Then go to right there, I guess, right where the wheels hit it. Oh, it's staying up there right now. So this, like I said, is just to hold it in place so it doesn't slide back off. There's gonna be some kinks that need worked out here and there. Like different types of adjustments gonna have to make, especially to the wheels. Once I get it up here, it's gonna want to slide out, especially when I have all the gear in there. It'll be more weight, but I have my little rope tied to my eyelet. Hook it to that hook. It'll keep it from sliding out. The cart can't stay on. The cart's gonna have to come off. I was hoping to leave the cart on. It's just not, it's not going up far enough. It won't be that hard to put the cart on. Well, it's just hanging here, I guess. To support the weight of this, I think I'm gonna have to have it this far forward up here where the mounting bracket is. Where it's kind of all riding on that. And then when I tip it up, hopefully it doesn't touch the roof of my truck. But I also think I need a ratchet strap over right there. Honestly, when I get it to that point, I think, so I can lift it all in one. Let's strap it down how I plan on doing it. The full dry run rehearsal. Make sure it straps down the same as kind of, I have it upside down. I ain't going anywhere. Like I said, this isn't for long distance going down the highway. This is just in and around all the different launches that I might visit on the Susquehanna River right there. I don't know. What do y'all think? I think it's gonna work. I mean, that's just the canoe tweaking. Fine. All right, Mo Fishies, we are finally done. How many, we're 3 or 4 days now? I don't even know. It's an easy, simple little project that took way too long. I had way too many interruptions. Well, and the tournament thrown in there and just all sorts of, you know, life got in the way a little bit, whatever. 3 or 4 days, like I said. But here it is. That puppy slides right up there nice and neat. I'm glad I took the time, strapped it down, and figured out, because I was gonna try and leave the wheels on, but then I realized, well, I can't slide it up on the rails if the wheels are on. So if I hadn't done that now, I wouldn't know that. Plus, it just needs to be further up than I had originally planned. I'm glad I upgraded to the 10-foot boards rather than the 8-foot boards. Which would have been back here. That would have been not good, I don't think. Wouldn't have had the support it needs, especially with all the weight of the troll motor on that end, you know. So there it is. That is gonna expedite and make loading and unloading way more efficient while I'm there on the Susky. And that's what the point of this was, to make it more efficient for the Susky, so I can jump from launch to launch to launch pre-fishing and check it out. Or even tournament day, if I got a switch, if it's not working where I am, I'm gonna load up, and I don't want to take an hour and a half loading and unloading. So yeah, there it is. This is mod 1 to the old canoe kayak rack. So as always, Mo Fishies, thanks for watching. Stick around, a lot of great content coming your way. And until then, catch you Mo Fishies later.